I'm finishing off the Faceless Transit. I just pulled a few bits off there just to see where I am. I said you needed a different airbox. You don't. They're the same airboxes. The only difference is that had mass airflow sensor. My old one doesn't, so you might want to keep an eye on that. I've taken 2 Mark 7 faces off our airboxes and hoses, and I've lost the one hose that comes out of the box that gets around. See how close it is to the... You see that? To the headlight. But this is the old one off the Mark 6, and it goes just around. It bins perfect around and out. I have the in piece. I have 2 of these in pieces, and they go. It looks like it bolts there. Handy if I took a video when I was doing this, but I didn't. It bolts there, but it's facing out. So I don't know how the hell it gets to the airbox. It must have another tube that bends around, and I've lost the 2 of them, I think. So if you're doing this, that airbox is okay. You could probably get away with it. I'm just going to cable tie that up there for now because I don't know what else to do with it. I have enough room for it. That's the first bit to watch out, but I suppose if you do get the bit that bends around, just keep an eye on what you're getting. The old airbox is okay, yeah. It's just the pipe that comes out of here. If you're keeping it perfect. You need the aprons. I didn't watch the videos. No, you need the aprons. And on the Mark 6, this bolts off. And on the Mark 7, it's welded on. So I was just thinking there, you might even be well looking into buying a brand new panels from Ford, because the Mark 7 is an old van now. These might be fairly cheap. And you'll get everything. So that's that bit. The radiators are totally fucking different. This is a Mark 6 radiator. That's the Mark 7. And the holes are on the opposite sides. Let me see, what's different there? That's upside down. Can't see the drain plug being on the top. Right, so there, the bottom one's down there, bottom one's over that side, top one there, top one's that side. I think that's right. Oh, the drain plugs are on the same side there. Okay, so that isn't facing the right way. So this is my first look at this now, so I don't know how all this is going to go into the van, so you just have to bear with me on that, and I'll come back when I have something sorted out. Might be bodged together a small bit, I don't know. So it does come with the longer hose into there, so I just have to see how that works out. The next thing is this. I'll start here. The window wiper, the old one comes down to here and that bolts to it, but there's an easy enough fix for that. When you strip the Mark 7, this bracket is bolted onto this, and that just bolts there, that, and bolts up to it. So it's the same window motor. Just make sure you get that. Coming over further is this bolts onto here differently. I took it. I'm going to try and use this if I can, because I have this already sorted. If I can't, I'll have to work this way in somehow. And then the last thing is this fuse box, whatever. It's the same fuse box in the other one. It's the same as the Mark 7. It's just this is the bracket I took off the Mark 7. I think that bolts in there somehow like that. I'll work it out. I took this because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bit I need off, and bolt it on here somehow. Because all I need is a small bit of this. But I'll work that out now in a second, and I'll just show you what I need when I come back. So you want to take that as well. You want the headlights, obviously. The wiring harness is the same. So this is the original wiring harness from the Mark 6. It plugs straight into the Mark 7 headlight. Mirrors are the same. So the Mark 7 ones will do. You want to get this trim piece that comes down here. The plastic trim pieces that go around and the clips around. You want to get the wing, obviously, And this whole valance, you want to get that as well, because that's different. Let me see what else. And don't forget them. I think they're different as well. And if you can, it might be actually worth cutting the front leg off. And if you have the van in the yard where you can go to it, brilliant. But if you're in a breaker's yard and you're taking it off, and if you have one chance to do it, take this with it as well, just so you have this mounting point. Let me see. Is that it? I think that's it. Obviously the bonnet. Take the lock and key if you can. There are different locks. And I think that is it now. Oh, obviously the radiator. Look now, yeah. I've already said that. Yeah, so the airbox is the same. They're more or less just, it's the intake for the airbox you want to take. I don't know if this pipe is different. I think this is a bit higher. So you might want to bring the pipe off the Mark 7. So it's probably a small bit longer. So that's a bit stretched there because I think it comes out this way. Yeah. The biggest problem I didn't realise was I needed this and had to be welded on. That was the biggest one. I had to go back to a different van and get that bracket off. Yeah, so that's there. I'll come back and I'll show you what I've done with the radiators, because I know if there's different radiators for different size engines vans, because that was out of I think that was out of front wheel one. So it's probably different. They might have different hookup. Actually, they would have different hookup points. Yeah, so I'm going to drain the water out of this, and I'm going to just pull this front piece off and just try and get it in there. I'll come back when I have that done. Okay, back here again. I think it's been a week since I stopped the last bit of that video. Yeah, I don't know what I said in the last video. I obviously got the wrong radiator or whatever, so I'm not going to mess it about. I'm going to bodge this together a bit first. This is the radiator out of the Mark 7 Transit with the long legs on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to cut that one off there. This is the new one. 10mm or 8mm threaded bar goes down into that. I'm going to epoxy the bar in there at the threaded bit, and I'm going to put the other sleeve on top there and epoxy that on as well. That should hold it in there tight, and then I'm going to fill the whole lot with rubbers. I have a whole load of extra rubbers. That brings it right up to where it needs to be. So I'm just going to do that. I'll see how it works out. Alright, so just cut that off, see where it goes. What I've done is, this is the perfect size for tapping. So I just ran an 8mm tap down in here. I cut that off the other one, ran an 8mm tap down there, and I just bolted it on. What I was thinking about doing was I might epoxy resin this onto this bolt once I get it all cut off and trimmed where I want it. So if the radiator ever breaks, gets a hole whatever in this one, all I do is go, well, you can get a Mark 6 radiators for free now, near enough. And all you do is 20 seconds to run 8mm tap down there, bolt this back into it, and that's your adapter. So it actually worked out quite well for a bodge. A lot easier to get the right radiator, but that'll do for now anyway. At least all the hoses will be the same. The fan shroud is different. Oh yeah, I didn't put that on it either. The fan shroud is different. When I put everything back on, I'll show. That's one of the reasons why I just went with this, because it makes it so much easier. Or especially that now. So what I'll do is I'll just fill all that back up, and I'll trim that where I want it, and then I might unwind that off. Just put like like the Gorilla 2 bit of proxy glue just along the threads, wind it back in, and that'll be it. What I have to do here is this one comes up here, so I'm gonna have to drill a hole here to let the bush out, and I'll come back when I'm doing all that. There's them here. I have them resined in now. So I'll just screw into the top. goes in fairly tight. The rubber's made up. I have drilled that hole there. Fits way better in there than any of them 38mm hole saw bit. It fits perfect. Yeah, so I'm just gonna knock this together here and see how it looks like.
There's nothing left to eat. We're on a winning streak. Going out in style.
No, that's probably not the best way to do it, but it'll do for me for now anyway. It keeps the same. Well, I'll turn this off and I'll move it. The fan, the shroud. Kind of don't want to get rid of that shroud. It gives just better airflow, pulls it through the radiator. But now keeping that radiator, I have all the same hoses, so everything just goes back together as normal. Every like vent, pipe, everything. Just makes it a lot simpler. Just the extra bit of work there, and that is solid in there. It's not moving. So next thing on the job, and now I can just keep that. Won't change that, which I was going to do. So the next job, all I've left to do here is mount this somehow. So I have that, and I think it's supposed to bolt here somewhere. Just going to bolt it onto that. That's in there now. The only difference between the Mark 7 and the Mark 6 is this bracket here. This bolts onto the cross member of the Mark 6, and in the Mark 7 this plate, this isn't here, and it just comes up here and goes here. So when you're doing your aprons on the welding them in, you have to take all this out of here anyway. So take that bracket, make sure you get it, and just bolt it in properly. It bolts down a couple other places. I know I broke it because it was all rusty on the Mark 7 one. So all I've done is I bolted it here. I cut it a bit short here. I wanted to put a second bolt in, but I don't have it. That's in there now and it's fine. I'm not going to cut this top bracket off. I'm just thinking it's a handy mounting point for any relays or any little stuff I want to throw up there, like lights and wiring. Because I'm going to put wiring on the front grille here probably. So, well, it's too much trouble to cut it off. I wouldn't bother my hole anyway, but having the two bolts there would be handy, just for a handy mounting point. So that was the last job there. I think I showed that going in. That goes in perfect. So it is just that bracket, and everything lines up in the center of the holes. This air box, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the old one for now until I find out what pipe I'm missing. I think I'm missing a small U pipe that just comes up and joins into the other one, but I'm going to keep everything here. I don't know if that's it, but I'm going to keep the old pipes here, and if I find it I'll swap it over, because this is just going to be cable tied to the reservoir. And I'll show you that anyway. So I'm just going to shove everything back together here now. So I think that's the front done. Need to put more bolts in this. Oh, and fit this. That's the last job there. Then I need to do the trim, the wiper blades and stuff. I think that is this yoke done. Fucking hope so. Just want to stick in the ABS sensors in the back. Yeah, I'm just going to crack on with this quickly because I have a bit of welding to do there, something else. And I'll see how much this I get done. Hopefully I get this done today. Now the problem with this here, this wire was kind of runs along here somewhere. But all this electrical tape was worn away. And it was just starting to wear into the wires. And over this side, this is the indicator that normally goes out here. I don't have it on this. It's already worn through. You can see the copper sticking through. All them wires, they just run along there. They're all rubbing through. So you are having wiring issues, or when you're doing this, go through the two corners there and just tape it back up again. Put a bit. I'm going to put a bit of that around it, that plastic, stop it wearing away more. So I'm just going to do that now and start putting this back. Alright, that's the end of the van conversion, the cab conversion. This video was made over, I'd say, about 2-3 weeks. And I was meant to put in everything that's needed. I think I've got everything in there that's needed for the change of the cab. But anyone watching these videos that have any questions, or if I've missed something, ask, and I'll just respond, because I kind of forget what I've said in all the videos, and I'm not going to say it again because I can't be Irish now. It's too hot. I had the body on it. I'm just after taking the body off again. What I'm going to do is, it won't be in any of the videos. I'm going to just paint kind of the outside of the sides a small bit pink just to match the cab. I'm hopefully trying to get that done tomorrow. Next thing I'm doing here now, next video, is the wiring. I just want to get a diagram done out off the loom here of just what's coming back. And what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to print out a diagram on the computer of the wiring loom, have it laminated, and make a book out of it. And I'll do everything for the work lights, amber lights and tail lights, just what everything does, because they change as they go back, because all tail lights have indicators as yellow, so it's going to have to change somewhere along the back, and I just want to have a diagram of everything where it changes. And I have a lot of wiring coming out of the cab for the switches, toggle switches. That's going to go to a box here for work lights and flashers. I just want to have all that kind of marked out, because in 3 or 4 years I want to be able to just look at the book and know what the fuck's going on. Anyone interested in these videos as well, I don't know what, I started this YouTube channel, I just wanted to do, I thought it'd be 20 videos of making this body. But obviously it's turned into a fucking 1.5 year build. I don't know how many videos. So, because I was going to leave the channel after this, but I don't know if anyone's interested in just some of the recovery equipment. The DAF, I have to do the body on the DAF and the cab. That will be done a lot quicker. Oh, it fucking better be anyway, because I have no other work outside of what I'm doing now. So things should move along a bit quicker on kind of little projects like that, because then projects have to be the last thing I do. Bills have to be paid first. So this is the electric winch on the Transit. The last one I had, I'm sure it's the same for anyone that runs a Transit. The wire rope is a nightmare for tangling and getting bird's nest or whatever. And I bought synthetic rope for it. I took the wire rope off and I put it on. I changed the winch on my InQR to a super winch, and it had a shitty wire rope in it. So I took the wire rope off my electric winch that's going on this. I'm changing this over. It's 10mm nylon. It's a 8.5 ton brake strain on it. I don't like the hook though. I have to change that hook. It's way too big for what I'm using. If anyone knows, pulling that wire out of the Transit on electric winch just all the time, getting fucking causing hassle. This just lies flat. It doesn't bunch up. Anyone changing it over, which I didn't know, you can't use the normal fair leads with the 4 rollers. You have to get one of these Fawn, I don't know, FAWE or something they're called. It was €50. They say if you use the rollers, the rollers will pinch the nylon and fray it, and this won't. It's just a bit of aluminium. I was going to use this nylon rope a couple of years ago, but because I was doing a load, I was picking up 2 to 7 cars a day off kind of into life and shitty stuff, and my wire rope has always been in oil and stuff like that. And years ago, when I looked this up, you had to wash these nylon ropes. If you got oil in them, you had to power wash them to keep them clean. And I thought, fuck it, I wasn't going to bother doing that. These ropes now, they have a load of UV protection in them. They can get wet and cold doesn't bother them, and oil doesn't bother them. So I'll just have to see how that holds up. It's 10 mil. It's actually quite cheap. There's an 8 mil one that's a 6-ton break and strain, which my winch is. I forget. I think that was 100. It was 140 for this. 150 delivered for this wire rope. The 8 mil one must be around 100. So that was a recovery and winch in Ireland. I bought that off. That was €50. They came to 200. Came to 210 including delivery. It was a tenner delivery. So yeah, I'll fit that on. You can see how that works. And what else did I buy? Oh yeah, I just got snatch blocks and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that video there. Just like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Just helps the channel out a lot, especially if you're watching a couple of videos. Just keeps the channel going a bit. Let me see what else. Yeah, that's it. I have everything to wire the body. All I don't have is the toggle switches for in here. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I was going to buy the one where it's already made up and wired up, but they're like €30. So I think I'm just going to get my own toggle switches and probably convert the cigarette lighter. I think probably the best thing. I'll just have to see how that goes. I might actually go in now. It's Friday evening now, so I'm going to call it quits there for the day, and tomorrow I'm going to come out and I have 2 weeks here that I'm going to get at the truck. Definitely wasn't a 2-week fucking welding project anyway. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers.